Hi, everybody. I've had some recent requests of people reaching out to me from around the globe and asking me about visualization. I believe they began to ask me this because I'd been sharing a journey that I'd been on recently as far as in seeking employment. I was laid off at the end of July in 2014, and it was supporting high-level executives at a global company. I had ran my own businesses prior to that, but it just seems that my skills didn't seem to have that oomph running my own company for 15 years successfully as it did to have 7 years of corporate experience behind me. So on went the job hunt. And at the level that I was hunting, salary range, who the level of person, I'm supporting, it can take a long time. One interview could be the 4 or 5 meetings with board of directors and CFOs and CEOs and all of their assistants, and it gets it really tests your patience, and it shows the kind of person that you are when you're interviewing, in that intensity. So I really worked with myself because I knew that it was going to be a long journey, and it was going to be a journey that if I was going to stick out and get what I wanted, what I desired in my life that I'm building, that I would need to figure out how to control the anxieties that come with a normal situation like this. You're living on unemployment, it's got X amount of time until it runs out. You're trying to make the best decisions for yourself, your life, your family. I mean, there were some positions that, wow, they presented so incredibly, so exciting if I was 24 again. Otherwise, it was, almost 24/7 availability, and my life would have no structure, and I wanted to have some structure. And there were reasons for that, and there were things that I wanted to create that was just beyond an income. That was, I call it my vehicle to where I want to go. So what I did a lot of was visualize. Now, I've always been a manifester, and when I say that, I don't mean to make it sound like it's some sort of outside of everybody skill, ability. Some people may have less resistance to the possibilities of it, and that's the only reason why maybe, someone like myself could say, well, I've always been a manifester. But I always manifested for other people, and I always manifested very well for other people. Little story, true story. I can give you no other rhyme and reason behind it. I can give you some of the things in which I practice, which I'll do at another time in another video, because it's a pretty long training type conversation. But I sat with a friend of mine who's an attorney, and he was handling an employment case. I asked him, he went through all the specifics of the case, and keeping everything confidential, but going through the specifics of the case just with a friend sitting at lunch. As he was sharing the things he was up against, I asked him, I said, so what is it you need, to win this case? What is the thing that if it happened, this case is won? And he said, well, there's this one witness, but it's kind of a hostile witness, and he doesn't really want to testify. But if he testified, we'd win the case. And I said, well, then what do you want as an outcome? Financially. Now, I'm going to point out something here. I should have asked a little bit better that question. When I said, what do you want as an outcome financially? He said, $160,000. And I said, okay. It's done. We believe that this witness is going to come forward. And this wasn't just about belief. Okay, I really want to get, and there's going to be other series of videos that I do that are really going to help people get. This isn't just about the belief. It's not about just saying, oh, I want this witness to come forward. And so they just pop in like a miracle. So he said that. Said, okay, that's done. Let's believe that that's so. You continue to build your case, continue to work in all the things that you need, things that you're working to get this witness, on board for your side. And, we'll hold that the outcome is, the decision is $160,000. So a couple months later, had lunch again. So I asked him, how'd the case turn out? And he said, well, we won. And I said, well, what had you win? The witness stepped up the week before. They stepped up, they testified, slam dunk case, won. I said, well, how much did you win? He said, $160,000. I said, well, how much did you get of that $160,000? He said, oh, none. Now, obviously, he had gotten some money up front, a retainer and the fees, his attorney's fees for handling the case. So, I mean, he had that. But as far as the outcome of the case, what could he have gotten if we had looked at the picture a little bit bigger? So he got the $160,000, the witness showed up. There's a little bit of visualization that's in that, and I kind of call it for myself instant visualization. And because I'm visualizing for somebody else, I don't have any attachments to the outcome. And it seems to me that not having an attachment to the outcome is key. Not having an attachment to the outcome, because when you have an attachment to the outcome, your brain starts saying, last time we went camping, the tent caught on fire, a bear ate everything in the cooler, etc. So your husband or wife comes, or friends come and say, oh, let's go camping. Your brain starts going, remember what happened last time. Caution, caution, caution. Prepare for this, do this. I mean, now, women's brains, ours go, we've got so many. We process like this. And I don't know if you can see this, but we process like this. Just men, like this. Actually, left side. More so. Now, that's generalization. Total generalization, but still, just to get a basic function. So when my friend, the attorney, was thinking along the lines and having me sit just as another person and hold that vision that these are the actions and thoughts that are going to be followed through on to cause an outcome, that begins to open that path.